Can't a guy get one day to recover from a trip to Memphis without some nonsense discourse happening on socials? Oh, God. All right, this is going to be unscripted because I just got back from the calling in Memphis, and then I fell asleep for a few hours with Bear, who is, right there. Hi, Bear. Firstly, calling Memphis was awesome. Had a great time. Made day 2, and then the wheels kind of fell off, but we had a blast playing Acilio. A couple other folks from the local area also made day 2. A few of them cashed as well. Johnny top-8'd a gold foil event and the showdown on the Sunday. So it was a great weekend overall. On the Sunday night, before we fly out, we're getting some delicious food. I'm eating fried catfish. I'm having a great time drinking a big ol' 32-ounce Pilsner. And then an article gets released, and it's the banned and restricted update. And my God, are people upset. I mean, it seems like a lot of people are upset no matter what gets announced, but boy, are they extra upset this time. So let's go over what it was. Firstly, the part that nobody's talking about, Rootbound Carapace and Scepter of Pain have been unbanned, which is awesome. But nobody's talking about that part. Except Iron Maiden. You should absolutely go check out their video on the Scepter unbanned, because they are a Vin set expert. The second part of the article addresses Silver Age, and I'm going to be paraphrasing here, but essentially LSS is saying that they want the Silver Age pre-constructed decks to be entirely legal, not have any of the cards within them banned for at least one whole season. Beaten Trackers, Savage Feast, whatever stupid KO card you want to get banned, if it's in the pre-con, it's not happening this season. And I think that makes perfect sense. The whole point of the Silver Age format is to be an onboarding format to get folks into the game so that they can eventually get to Classic Constructed and take part in all of the large events, but Silver Age is still being supported at the competitive level. They've got this brand new product out trying to get people on board to play the game. It would be stupid to ban cards out of those. Be like, hey, come check out this game. It's awesome. They just released all these pre-constructed decks. Oh, cool. I'll pick that one. No, don't pick that one. It's got a banned card, so you can't play it. That would be bad. That's bad marketing. They shouldn't do that. This decision makes perfect sense. Obviously, KO seems like a little bit of a menace right now. There are other decks popping up. We've seen Ira combat that. We've seen Dash combat that a little bit. Kano is still doing Kano things. Oldhim maybe sort of exists, but whatever. It's one season. It's like the inaugural season of the format, and they don't want to turn their brand new product that a bunch of LGSs gave money to into a worthless box that you can't play with. That makes perfect sense to me. So anybody who's upset that they're giving the pre-constructed decks one season to be legal so that new players who buy the product can actually use the deck that they bought, it's silly. That's obviously the right thing to do. Okay, I'm crashing out. Then we get to the Classic Constructed portion. So Scepter and Rootbound are unbanned as of the day this video goes out probably, but the next banned and restricted announcement is going to be on Thursday, May 28th, and they preemptively announced that they're going to be banning some cards. And they mentioned that they're going to be banning the following cards at a minimum. So this doesn't necessarily mean these are the only cards getting adjusted on the ban list. But they confirmed that they're going to be banning the following on May 28th. Channel Lightning Valley, Electromagnetic Somersault, Skyward Serenade, Phantom Tidemaw, whatever the hell that does, Reaping Blade, and Volzar the Lightning Rod. And before any of you try to G-check me and think that I don't have any particular investment in these cards, trust, I've been doing the Acilio bling thing. I am invested in the shiny foil lightning cards, including the ones that are getting banned. We even got foil somersaults. This one, in fact, is one of them super hyper fancy ultra foils from Rosetta. Real pretty. And they acknowledge that they are letting us know now so that folks have time to adequately prepare for the upcoming Omens of the Third Age release. Somehow, people have taken issue with like both sides of this. It seems like some people would not be happy no matter what LSS chose. In my head, this makes perfect sense. Some folks are pissed that they didn't announce these upcoming bans right at the announcement of Omens of the Third Age. And that seems stupid to me because why would you build up excitement for a new set and immediately say, by the way, these cards are getting banned? That seems like it would just detract all of the hype around the new set into a conversation about these bans. So I understand not wanting to make that announcement at the exact same moment that you release the set. It feels like it would kind of kill hype around the announcement, no? I'm seeing a range of critiques from we should implement a set rotation, which I fully disagree with. If you want a quick way to invalidate the investment of all of the players' cards, ooh, hey, let's rotate out all of your generics that you've built up for your entire time playing this game. I think certain cards like Command and Conquer, Enlightened Strike, hell, Sink Below, Shelter from the Storm, yes, I believe these cards are some of the most well-balanced cards in the game. I think they do nothing but make every format that they are played in healthier, and I think they're just like some of the perfect designs of the game, and I want them to always be playable because, you know, it's like the fetch lands in Modern or Legacy. Like, you can always count on those to be a part of your deck building process, and by and large, way more than the fetch lands, for the record. I think they make the games better. So the idea of rotating sets out, I super don't love. It also creates this weird incentive for them to reprint a ton of old cards into a new set, right? Like, if Rosetta rotated out, and then they've got Omens of the Third Age coming in, there's so much pressure to either include old designs or replace old designs because, I mean, what, you just don't want Press and Discharge and Gone in a Flash and Fry and every other Lightning card to be legal for the upcoming Lightning set? I'm excited to play with my old cards, even if they have to ban a few of them. I'm sure once Ziggy hits LL, they're going to unban CLV because I'm pretty confident that's the only reason it got banned. So it seems like there's two particularly strong camps of people who are upset for two different reasons. You've got the, let's be honest, this is investment bro mentality, but people are mad that Channel Lightning Valley spiked after the announcement of the set, and there was a 2-week window where they just had to drop $100 on their set of CLVs to be ready just in case, what, it spiked to 50, 60? I don't think that was going to happen. Like, these prices have been pretty consistent since Acilio's been a good deck. So if you felt so compelled to immediately throw money at all of the Lightning Majestics because the new Lightning set came out, and then you got burned, not even knowing if the cards were gonna be good or not, I don't know what to tell you. You didn't have to speculate on all of that stuff, and it's not any different than if the cards got banned at any other point in time after you had bought them. So, like, I don't know, don't be an impulsive buyer, I guess? Or understand that, like much of the game and speculation, like, there are risks and gambles involved. Look, I've done it too. You've seen all of my shiny Lightning foils. Obviously, I am, like, down a little bit of theoretical equity if I wanted to sell all of my cards, but I'm not doing that anyway. And I fully intend to still be playing Flesh and Blood when Channel Lightning Valley gets unbanned, and I'll be super hyped to sleeve up my cold foils again because they look cool. But I'm not sitting here crashing out because LSS decided to make sure that the game is well balanced and ban a card that they thought would have been problematic. And there's another camp of folks who seem to think that every set is designed in total isolation, and there have been waves of bans that suggest that LSS doesn't know how to curate the formats for more than one set at a time, and I disagree with that too. You can look at every other trading card game and see how difficult it is to balance formats and metagames. You can look at Magic the Gathering, whose standard format has been dominated by blue-red decks for like 3 years, and they've banned some cards, but they don't seem to have learned their lesson. Ha! Lesson, get it? Because those decks are still really, really good. Frankly, I would rather LSS take risks, design some really sweet cards like Channel Lightning Valley, but if in the future there are further designs that are at odds with the power level of that card, that's okay. I got to swing Starfall for one and make my opponent guess. Is it Discharge or is it CLV? I got to play with those cards. I had my time and it was awesome. And if they come back, it'll be awesome too. But I'm not going to pretend that Flesh and Blood suddenly sucks because Channel Lightning Valley got banned. And I mean, when I think about it, folks who are asking for a rotation but are complaining about large ban lists with 6 cards, I mean, isn't this kind of just a soft rotation, right? Without actually taking away all of your collection? I don't really understand why you would want to invalidate even more of our cards instead of just targeting the problem cards and getting rid of those ones. And even that is only temporary, right? And then they can rotate back in once the problematic heroes have hit Living Legend. Non-rotating formats are notoriously difficult to curate. I mean, just look at Yu-Gi-Oh! For example, which obviously is kind of an outlier, but that game will never be balanced again. Modern and Magic the Gathering is kind of its own issue, where it's sort of become a rotating format just by the nature of the power creep. I mean, I am open for anybody to point out a non-rotating format in a card game that is healthier than Flesh and Blood. Truly, I don't think it exists. And I know I'm coming off harsh here, and to be clear, when I first saw the announcement and I was eating my fried catfish, initially I was like, what the fuck? No, not my cards that I enjoy winning with. Not my electromagnetic somersault, which is way above rate and turns my blast to oblivion turns into just free wins. It's fun, but I'm not going to pretend that I'm not going to have fun playing Vincent or Jarl with Rootbound Carapace or Fang or any other amount of heroes that I've always been excited to play with. And also, I'm not going to pretend like there's not a set coming out of all lightning cards that is probably going to make the lightning heroes just fine without CLV, Somersault, Volzar, and Skyward Serenade. I'm not trying to sound like a whole ass shill here. I get that Silver Age is not in the best spot right now, but again, I understand not wanting to completely invalidate the experience of the new players who are the entire point of the Silver Age format just to make it a little more balanced for this one season. That seems like a calculated risk to me that I understand. I get not wanting to couple the ban update with the announcement of the set because you don't want to draw attention away from the hype, and I also get not wanting to wait until the set release to put out the ban list because then there's infinitely more opportunity for people to get burned or whatever. And I'm less concerned about investment. I think it's more about just people theory crafting with the new cards and putting their decks together once we do have a picture of what the new set is going to include. That seems like them respecting our time, if you ask me, even if there was a 2-week window for folks to, blow their life savings on old lightning cards and then get burned. And again, when it comes to powerful cards, I would rather LSS take risks on exciting designs, even if it means 2 years down the line, they might have to ban a couple cards when new stuff comes out. And I would way rather this than them convert to some rotating format because, well, there's just way too many sweet designs in Flesh and Blood, and I don't want them to feel compelled to fill every new set with the appropriate reprints from the history of the game just to, curate the format that they already would have curated with what we have in CC right now. You want your rotating format? Isn't that what Limited is? Isn't that exactly the point of Limited, is so that every new set is a brand new format and metagame to explore and break open? If you want to do like set constructed or something, feel free, but I cannot imagine the game would be in a better place if we got rid of this rich history and backlog of very well loved and balanced and frankly healthy for the metagame cards like your CNCs, Erase Faces, whatever else. There's tons of examples I could give, but Flesh and Blood is not made to be a rotating game, and I am glad that it isn't. So do I think this announcement is the end of the world for Flesh and Blood? No. Do I think this announcement was completely at the expense of the investors and they don't care about our money? No. Do I think Silver Age is in the perfect place? No, but do I understand them wanting the players who have just bought into the game with their pre-constructed decks to get one season to play with them? Yeah, I get it. It makes sense to me. I don't think the current Silver Age format is the worst format we've ever seen in Flesh and Blood. There were so many steaming hot takes the minute that announcement came out, and I just wish folks would take a few minutes to think about what LSS is saying when they make these updates, because it doesn't seem like any of this is malice towards their enfranchised players. To me, it doesn't seem like they don't know what they're doing. It doesn't seem like they're designing sets in isolation and that they don't know how to balance them together. This game fucking rocks. There's a reason that I haven't gone back to Magic or any other card game since I started playing, and it's because even when we've had to deal with Count Your Blessings, Bonds of Agony, Full Power, Gravy Bones, or Turn 2 kills from Acilio, which I'm more guilty of committing than receiving, but the point is these games are still great. They're still the best games in card games ever, and I think it would just be so awesome if we could just all stop complaining so goddamn much for just, one day. Just one day, just take a step back and look around at how fucking awesome this game is. You want to talk about investment? I made $200 selling tournament pack foils this weekend. I basically paid for my calling trip just with the promos that they gave us for playing the game. I've been going to non-stop tournaments for 2 months because it's been RTNs into a random 5K, into PQ season, into a calling, into they just announced Battlegrounds, which I have my first one this coming Saturday. There are so many opportunities to play this awesome game, and the same cannot be said for many other card games in the space. So if this announcement was your breaking point and what's gonna make you drop Fab, I think maybe you're being a little bit dramatic. If you can instead understand that we're in a pretty good spot as enfranchised competitive players, and not every single decision from LSS can be made specifically to suit our needs, but instead to grow the game and to grow the competitive community that we all want to see thriving, well then I think these decisions make a lot of sense. Oh, my heart rate. Okay. So thanks for listening to that. I hope we can all just smile and get along and realize that we're going to be just fine. I'll have my Calling Memphis vlog out soon. Make sure you check out Summer's 6 tips to beat fatigue, because my God, was there a lot of fatigue at the Calling this weekend. I'm going to go take a bath. Have a great day.